going to be having a full session, as we have done on Fridays in the past. Those will be moved to Sundays from now on. Instead, today, what we're doing is we are doing an intro session for the newest member of the Shadowbrooke crew, AJ!
AJ.
Wow!
AJ!
Clapping is
Good job!
AJ.
Don't clap, don't clap. I was just slapping my thigh. My hands are full.
Anyway, without further ado, if the majority of y'all can mute your mics, we can roll right into this.
Yes.
Oh, my unfortunate name on the stream.
So, unlike the previous sessions that I've done for character intros, I don't have a huge, like, multi-paragraph block of text to really start you off with. Instead, we open on a piece of paper.
Papel.
The top is labeled The Colfate Inquisitor. A particular section has been outlined in red ink. Colette Brycia, recently engaged to local tavern owner Oswald Rubacava, has been reported missing by a number of concerned friends. Mr. Rubacava refused an interview on the subject yesterday evening, but seemed notably worried in the brief time I had to speak with him. After a string of robberies and issues with public drunkenness in the Wharf District, it is the opinion of this reporter, and it trails off. This scene fades out, and when we fade back in, we are somewhere significantly different. We are on the coast of the Whale Isles, out in the middle of the ocean, just off the Sword Coast. Oswald, you are on board the Luskan sailing ship, the LSS Lucille. With your captain, Carrie Hale, for the last 7 years you have plied the oceans near Luskan and the other pirate towns of the Sword Coast. And, to put it lightly, you've made a fucking mint.
Nice.
Tonight is another relatively calm night, however. Things aren't as loud as they can be in the heat of battle. In fact, it's foggy, it's quiet, and most of the crew is asleep below deck, including your captain. Right now it's the dog watch, and you have been stuck with it. However, you do hear something after a little. You hear a hushed but still insistent kind of call. Oswald! Oswald! Question: Where has Oswald been? Just like on his shift on the watch, just like lazing around on deck, or where is he going?
Yeah, more than likely just, lazing around on deck.
All right. The kind of insistent whispering is coming from the left, from the rigging heading up to the crow's nest, and there you see Jackie Yero, the ship's lookout. She's got her spyglass clutched in her right hand, hanging onto the rigging with the left, and she's currently, like, beckoning you to come with.
Can I ignore her?
How do you try to ignore her?
Really just not looking at her and pretending I don't hear her.
Oswald!
She's not
Oswald!
gonna. You're not gonna give it a break, are you?
No! Come up here!
Alright. Alright, then, reluctantly, I'll make my way up.
Okay. The elven woman kind of like scuttles to one side on the rigging to give you enough room to come up and starts making her own way up. You guys, actually, you know what? Just because I want to make the very first roll of this campaign for you something more or less trivial. Can you give me an acrobatics check?
Absolutely. Hmm.
11 ain't bad. I feel like that's appropriate for a dude who is just bored out of his fucking mind on watch. The fog is pretty thick, but it is starting to dissipate a little bit. It's starting to get closer to the ground and, wear off. So once you reach the crow's nest with Jackie, you can just barely peek above the cloud of fog that has been obscuring your vision. Jackie very insistently thrusts the spyglass into your hands and points off the side of the ship. 3 points, forward off the starboard beam.
Oh, God. Alright, I guess I'll take a look at whatever she's ushering me to look at.
Sure, roll me perception.
Alrighty.
Damn, not bad. With an 18 perception, you do in fact see what she's talking about, and now you kind of get why she called you in the first place. Out on the just kind of the edge of the horizon, you can see above this fog cloud, you see the tips of a couple of masts passing through the fog cloud. And it looks like a pretty big ship. Given the arrangement and the height, that looks like... Well, given that you guys have, not really gotten any hauls recently, that looks like dinner.
Alright, well, what do those guys think they are?
So, are we gonna tell the captain?
That would be a good idea. Oh, man. I think he'd be very reluctant, but inevitably, I think, no. Yeah, I guess we better.
She kind of lights up at that, and already, she has slung herself over the side of the crow's nest and starts to climb back down. Before you have even finished your, I guess we better. Fucking, why not?
Alright, don't make a racket, for the love of God.
Yeah, don't worry, I won't. Why are you feeling kind of being quiet? She continues, climbing down.
Oh, God. Alright, I'm under the impression that I am probably gonna get Kari as opposed to her.
Yeah, as the first mate, not only do you significantly outrank Jackie here, but it's generally considered more appropriate for you to be the one waking the captain rather than her.
Alrighty. Well then I'll make my way down too. We can make it a race.
Hell yeah. She kind of hangs around the doors into the stateroom. Once she makes it down there, you follow in short order. And just inside, there is the promise of your captain, Carrie Hale. She's never been particularly fun to wake up, but, well, you've had to on a number of occasions.
Alright. Suppose I'll knock on whatever surface is loudest.
You knock on the, like, hardwood frame of the door, and do you crack the door, try and, like, announce your presence here?
No. No, I'm just gonna open the door, knock on it, and open it.
Okay, cool. You open up, and just like usual, Carrie is just kind of an unsettling sleeper. Like, you can tell that before you just opened the door, she was lying, like, stiff as a fucking board. Kind of unnaturally thin, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But the moment that you came in, she has sat up, like, stock straight.
Oh, God.
Mr. Rubacava.
Yeah, Kari.
Well, what
Well,
brings you to the stateroom?
well, we got a bit of a situation. Figured I'd wake you.
She gives you a little bit of a too-wide smile and slings her legs over the side of the bed. A situation? Well, pray tell, what's going on?
You know, nothing too fancy. Just figured you'd like awaken before a peculiar hall. Just saw something over the fog.
A hall? She rises from the edge of her bed, and already she just has this kind of like stately sort of air. Kind of creepy, but still kind of commanding.
Yeah.
Is it? Lakes crew.
Yep. Already on it.
Good.
Alright.
Thank you, Oswald.
No problem.
And she shoos you out of the stateroom. She needs to get ready, get her big floofy fucking hat on.
Yeah, she is free to. I'll close the door for her. Fuck it.
So you leave the stateroom, and Jackie's to your left, just like fucking raring to go. Well, do we beat to quarters?
Alright, get to it.
Yes!
Alright, make as much racket as you want.
She seems very excited at the prospect of finally getting another ship to, you know, take down in the first place. And just like that, she rushes down the stairs to the crew deck, and you hear the cacophony of pretty much the entire crew waking up at once as she runs through and gets people up.
Yeah.
It is an unholy racket, but hopefully you're far enough out that they don't hear you.
Yeah, as soon as I nodded at her, I started making my way up. I already know. Can I ask, when is the last time we may have plundered anything?
I would say it's probably been a month, and you guys have been coasting off of the supplies and plunder that you got from that.
Alrighty.
It's been long enough that everyone's hale, hearty, and really fucking impatient to get another
Definitely. Absolutely. Alright.
So, slowly but surely, the ship begins to wake. Soon enough, Carrie comes out of her cabin, and she is in her full captain's regalia, and she's just kind of off still. But everyone else, as they start to filter up from below deck, is snapping off salutes, being remarkably respectful to a pirate captain. And she gives the order to raise the anchor. And you guys begin to head off into the fog, bound for the WSS Chrysalis. We cut again to that same sort of space we were in before. This time, there is another news clipping. Harbor News. Since the discovery of the bodies in Holden's former place of residence, citizens nearby have been on edge. Given the severe blunt trauma and fractures, many worry that a sadistic killer has come to call Coalfate Harbor home. While the town guard has called for calm and attempted to reassure locals that the situation is well under control, local tavern owner and public figure Oswald Rubacava continues to grieve the loss of his twin brother and fiancé. He has regularly refused to comment on the matter in public, but there has been a growing amount of support in the community to attempt to snap him out of his seeming shock. We here at Harbor News question whether he will be able to provide any useful information to authorities before the Coalfate killer strikes again. When we cut back to the scene on the LSS Lucille, you can hear the sounds of partying on the briny air.
Is that us? Is that them?
Give me just a sec.
Alright.
Gotta manage the jukebox.
Give you a quarter.
You draw up closer and closer to this ship. The fog is still sort of clearing, so while you're up there at the crow's nest, you can get a gradually better picture of what you're up against, and it seems big. The Lucille is a brig. It is it's a 16-gun ship. 96 souls aboard. It is not something that can take on a full-size warship. That looks like a frigate. It is significantly larger, but there is one key factor that kind of leads Captain Hale to continue steering towards the Chrysalis. Namely, the fact that through the fog you can see the lights and hear the sounds of what appear to be either the crew or maybe the passengers just sort of fucking partying.
Good.
So, how is Oswald kind of like reacting to this situation? He seems a little bit nonplussed by the idea of getting into another fight.
Yeah, not super pleased, but you know, it's been a while. Crew seems like they're starving for action. Seems like the best thing to quell them, you know, seeing as it's been a month, it's probably the best for them to take it out on such a huge target. I think Oswald is confident. He'd just rather not deal with it himself.
Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like you're going to get that option. Because, of course, you're not.
Yeah.
With a captain like Carrie, of course you're not.
Yeah.
Soon enough, Jackie makes her way back up the river to you, since you guys have sort of been making calls from the crow's nest to steer the ship in the right direction. And at the moment, you guys are probably within range that if you made enough of a racket, you might be able to draw their attention, which wouldn't be ideal. The order has already been given to run silent, or as silent as you can get.
Yeah.
So Jackie makes her way up with a message. Captain says to head down to the gun decks.
Of course she does. All right.
Apparently she wants to organize them, make ready for boarding.
And she couldn't have the gunner do that? Alright. Alright, then I'll make my way down.
There is, in fact, a master gunner on the LSS Lucille, namely Theodore Saint, this big orcish dude, scarred up all over. You kind of feel like he could probably heft one of the cannons by him fucking self.
Yeah.
And just as you remember, this big gruff bastard is right there as you come down to the gun deck. Sir?
She couldn't have you do this yourself?
Wanted direction.
Alright.
I'm thinking chain shot and grape shot.
Alright. Give it all you got.
The broadside is loaded. The order is pretty quiet, but you can hear the fervent movement of boots and powder and cannonballs across the deck. But soon enough, you guys have a bank of fully loaded cannons, and you are drifting ever closer to the Chrysalis. You are just at like the edge of visibility now. Drawing closer and closer. And this is your cue to like jump in and say what you want to make it work.
Alright. Honestly, I think Oswald's just gonna look at our gunner and all he's gonna do is snap at him.
As soon as you do, because I feel like Oswald could give like a mean fucking finger snap.
Yeah.
As soon as you do, like in the same second, he bellows, "Fire!"
Yeah.
And like that, all of the quiet that you guys have cultivated up to this point disappears. The first two cannons in the line just belt out chain shot, and you can hear the distinct sound of rigging unfurling and wood breaking over the screams of the partygoers on the other ship. The next six are nothing but grape shot. And from your own ship, there goes up a cry of utter excitement. Because after a moment, you can hear the slow creaking of the main mast of the enemy ship falling over into the water. You have made them dead in the water. And even though you are 2 decks down from her, you can still hear immediately after when Captain Hale announces, "Bring us alongside! We shall take her as a prize!"
Alrighty.
So, my question is, what is Oswald's sort of preparation for trying to lead a boarding party?
Well, I'm gonna get half of these guys downstairs, sorry asses up. And I'm probably gonna leave for Kari. I feel like that's how it would probably go.
You're going to do what for Kari?
Probably lead for her, or if anything, follow close behind. So I imagine it's going to be either me or her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As per usual, it seems she has selected you.
Yes.
Because you never catch a fucking break on this show.
Yeah. I'm at least going to have these guys' sorry asses come up, so...
Yeah, you will have backup. You managed to get a wave of about a dozen to 20 boarders together, all armed with cutlasses and occasionally the hand crossbow, stuff along those lines. It is a motley crew, but it is yours, and you have fought alongside them many a time. As you get closer and you hear the grappling hooks the crew is wielding snap into place on the enemy woodwork, we cut one more time to that, kind of newsprint. This time it is significantly shorter. It's a poster, not a newspaper or anything of the sort. It is a Colfate Town Guard poster. Missing: Oswald Rubacava. Height: 5'9". Skin: tanned. Race: half-elf. Last seen heading towards the Wharf District last night. Wanted for questioning regarding the murders of Colette Brycia and Holden Rubacava. If you have any information, please report. And it cuts off once again. Now when we get back, it's the fun part. Or at least the fun part for the crew. I'm guessing that Chaboy is a little less enthused.
Yeah, but I figure he knows a song and dance.
Yeah. There are a number of ropes on the Lucille that you can swing over onto the other ship with. Along the water line, you can see the name of the prize ship that you are trying to take, the WSS Chrysalis. You also notably don't see that any of the, gun deck ports are actually opened. You seem to have caught them flat-footed, and for that, you are going to basically get a surprise round.
Alrighty.
So, you are about, let's say, 15 feet from the side of your ship to the side of theirs. Are you going to swing over?
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Right.
With Bucky behind you, one of the other able seamen who has joined your boarding party, you take up one of the ropes and you swing on over the Chrysalis. Make me another acrobatics check, baby. 12 acrobatics. You make it. I will say that. But it's probably not as graceful as it could have been.
Yeah. And it's been a while. It's been a month.
Yeah, you're a little rusty.
Just a little bit. Just
you haven't
a little.
had any boarding practice.
Alright.
I don't feel like Oswald's the type to do much boarding practice.
Yeah, definitely not. Just in the moment.
Pirate practice.
I work you with pirate practice.
So you manage to swing over. You stumble on your way down, but you are now on the main deck of the Chrysalis. It is a scene of chaos. Splintered woodwork just clutters the side of the ship. You can see the mainmast has fallen, and at least a couple of the people that it has taken out on its way down. A number of bodies, both still breathing and not, litter the deck. Amongst those who are still up and currently looking for a fight. It seems that the Chrysalis is currently carrying a stock of Marines. They are here in the full, like, garb that signifies them as a guard in Waterdeep. And as soon as you make contact onto the deck with the rest of your boarding party, you are immediately targeted. You will be able to get in the first strike because surprise roll. But after that, they will be gunning for you as one of the first people.
Absolutely.
So, let me just...
Oh, nice.
There is now a turn order. Would you like to roll me that initiative?
Shit, alright.
Jesus Christ, that is just fucking unfair.
That's mean. That's
Plus
fucking mean.
10. That's just rude. 18. Is that 18? There you go. So you have an array of 3 Marines, kind of like spaced out 5 feet apart from one another, in front of you, about 10 feet out. They're closing in a little bit, but you will get the first move, especially as your boarding crew arrives to take some of the attention off. What do you do?
5 feet or 10 feet, you said?
Yes.
Alrighty. Well, I've got these. So if I toss my dagger at the rightmost Marine?
That you can. That is a pretty interesting thing. That will absolutely hit. Would you like to roll damage? If you click on daggers in the chat log, there you go.
Yum.
Fuck yeah, yum.
Yum. Oh, fuck yum.
Oh, fuck.
Alright, you folks know the drill. Keep it quiet, everything will be fine. Guess you're looking for a fight.
You say this while, like, embedding one of your daggers in this dude's collarbone. I feel like it is an appropriate thing to do for someone with the feature rakish audacity. You do not get sneak attack damage for this because you are not within 5 feet. But if you would like to close in for melee, it is now your turn again because, surprise you.
Yeah. Alright.
You caught him flat-footed.
Sure, okay. You'll need to run me down like closing in. What, like, is that like half a turn or is that anything at all? Don't remember.
No, movement up to your, like, movement number in 5e is just, you can move that much per turn. It doesn't take any actions. However, if you want to dash, that is a, like, action for most people, but as a rogue, you get that as a bonus action. On your turns, you can take one action, one bonus action.
Alright. Then I will yoink that as a bonus action, if I can, and get in on the... That guy, how dead is that guy? Is that guy, like, is he kind of, like, choking a little bit?
He is not choking, but he's reaching up to, like, grasp at the knife, like, oh!
Okay.
So he's definitely not dead, but he can be.
Yeah, I think I'll dash over and finish the job if I can with this guy. Ooh, ow.
That is not going to hit because that is a half block.
Yeah.
We take the left roll, by the way, unless you get advantage, in which case you take the high.
For sure.
How do you think this doesn't go well for Oswald?
I imagine this guy's probably keeling over or something like that, just a little bit.
Oh. So you aim where he was a second ago, but he like ducks in pain, like ah.
Yeah. It's a bit embarrassing. It's fine. No, this is fine. He's just a little bit rusty. It's just been a minute.
If this dude survives, he will absolutely tell this as a story of. You remember that time when I managed to dodge that pirate swordsman?
Yeah. He's not gonna get the chance.
He very well may not. Or you may not survive.
We'll see.
To mention the other side of the story, because the Marines are here.
Yeah.
The one that you have currently gotten in pain is indeed keeled over. He's not going to be doing much right now until he recovers. But there are 2 more that are gunning for you.
Yeah.
And both of them close in around you, and they're going to take swings with their scimitars. Their cutlasses.
That's fun.
So, first one, and the second one. I believe only the first hits.
Yes.
Alright, Audacious. That is going to be 1d6 plus 1. You take 3 damage.
Owie.
I would also like to mention one other thing you have as a rogue.
Mm-hmm.
You have the Uncanny Dodge feature.
Mm-hmm.
Uncanny Dodge allows you to make a reaction, which is kind of like an action that you can take out of your turn.
Yeah.
And it just straight up halves any incoming damage from a specific attack.
Alrighty. My good sir, could I utilize that?
You absolutely may. Would you like to describe how you dodge this, or should I?
You can, that's fine.
Okay. You see both of them coming. One of them kind of stumbles over a little piece of the thick rigging that has fallen down onto the deck. The other, however, does manage to get in the slash, but you see it coming just at the last second, and almost kind of like backbend out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
The cutlass's tip manages to just graze your cheek and take out this sliver of blood that starts running down.
Yeah.
You have been harmed for 1 damage.
Yeah.
Clearly this is an absolutely unforgivable sin.
Oh, absolutely.
The Master-at-Arms is not currently on deck. The other boarders that are in your party have started to engage the rest of the deck crew. Various crewmen and other Marines are fighting for their lives against these pirates. Some are being held at sword points, and others are still trying to fend off this attack. It's your turn. You got 3 boys around you. What do you do?
Oh, shit. Let me see. Oh my god, how do I see these things? Give me 1 moment.
No problem.
Alrighty. So I'm close enough to the guy that just landed the swipe on me, right? That I could I utilize? I don't know how often I can utilize specific things, so let me know if I cannot. But could I utilize Roguish Archetype and get this motherfucker back?
How do you mean?
Well, I mean, he just swiped at me, so I figured I'd give him a jab with my rapier.
You can absolutely do that. That is not a part of being a swashbuckler, though it is very in like the aesthetic of a swashbuckler to immediately retaliate.
Oh yeah. Alright. Alright, I suppose I'll do that. Is there any damage I could utilize as kind of like a, I already fucking forgot what it's called. My little brain.
Are you thinking about adding a sneak attack?
Yeah, I suppose the guy that's pretty much keeled over. Just, you know.
Oh, are you asking if you get advantage?
Yeah.
Ah, well, because we have described it that he's kind of keeled over in pain, I would say that it is reasonable to give you advantage on it, so go for it. If you manage to hit with this, it will do sneak attack damage.
Alrighty.
That does hit. You are using your daggers for this?
I'm using my other one. I'm going to just get him in the back.
I like it.
I imagine he's like, yeah, keeled over. So I just pull it out and just, alright, I'm done.
Yeah, just an overhand stab.
Yep.
I like it. In that case, that does in fact hit. Roll damage for the daggers, and then roll me 4d6.
Alright,
Alright.
hold on. Alright.
Oh yeah, this dude's fucking dead. Yeah. How do you kill this guy? Because I imagine that given what you've just said, Oswald is not very happy about having just been slashed in the cheek. He's like, okay, done playing games.
Yeah, I don't know exactly like where my positioning is as opposed to the other guys, but I would very much like to put at least, okay, so I've got him in the back with the dagger, kind of like an overhand, just stab him in the back. I imagine the dagger still plunged in his back. So just kind of move a little bit and I guess pull him by the dagger a little so his corpse at least is in front of the other guys and in front of me, so that at least that's between us.
Okay, I really like that. Currently, how it's laid out is there is one dude on your left, one dude to your diagonal between these, and the dude who you hit with a dagger is right in front of you.
How close are both of those guys relative to me? Which one is closer? And could I ask a stupid question?
Yes, you may.
Could I throw this guy at whoever's closest to me?
I'm going to say you can't throw, but I do like the idea of a maneuver like you're using this guy as a blockade temporarily, because that's fashionable. The dude to your left is the closest right now. But as you slam your other knife into this guy's back, let's say make me one more check with your daggers.
Another check, just... It's fun.
Okay. 15 was the number I was asking to be. And that isn't going to deal damage. What it is going to do is put a little bit of space between you and these two.
Okay.
So you bring this guy down with the same motion of the stab, and he is laid out in front of you, between you and these other two Argons.
Yeah.
All right. So it is the Marines' turn. These two are definitely surprised by your reaction. You are now firing mean bullets.
Yeah. Just being a mean, nasty boy.
So both of them go for one side of the fresh corpse that was their friend, and they are going to converge on you and go for another slash. Alright. One will do this, the other, that. Both of them land. I would like to mention that as far as uncanny dodge, you can only uncanny dodge once per round.
Alright.
I would suggest doing it for the one that just hit for 7.
Yeah, I will.
Alright. One of them manages to, like, slice a nasty gash in your arm. The other, however, you manage to just barely duck out of the way. You get, like, a cut on your forehead, but at least it's not your throat.
Yeah.
So that is going to be a total of 8 damage for you.
That's pleasant.
It's not great.
It's not.
On the far side of the deck, you can see that your boarders, while they have been able to kind of hold their own thus far, a woman has barged out onto the deck and is currently sword fighting with one of your boarders. And just, like, between swings during a blade lock, fucking slugs him.
Ooh.
With her offhand.
Oh shit.
She immediately goes from that into pulling a hand crossbow from her coat, aiming it at the downed sailor, and pulling the trigger. It seems that you've met the master-at-arms of this ship. You're currently dealing with 2 Marines about 60 feet across the deck. What do you do?
Is there anyone from, like, my side that's anywhere in the vicinity or anything like that? Or I'm not gonna pull them into it. I could do that.
It is totally possible for you to try and, like, command one of your subordinates over here.
I think I will.
Yeah. I'm going to say that in the last round or so, Bucky has followed after you in pretty short order, and is now, like, standing just behind the Marine on your left.
Alrighty.
So he is currently putting just a little bit of pressure on that one. You can get a better opening right now.
Okay.
Are you going to try and make a big stab on?
Yep. Big stab him.
Alright, go for it. That is gonna hit. And roll me 4d6, because that is a sneak attack.
Hold on. Oh, Jesus. Alright.
Hellacious. That is still enough for a kill. Alright, so with that, how do you want to murk this dude?
I could be brutal. How, like, what angle is he at as opposed to, like, where I'm standing from him? Like, is he facing me? Is he, like, kind of turned, like, to his side or something?
He was facing you, before, Bucky came in behind him. Now he's kind of facing you at a diagonal, trying to keep a sense behind him to stay on guard. You know, trying to fight from 2 angles at once.
Yeah. Alright, I don't think I'll be, like, as brutal as my brain automatically leapt to, but, I think I'll plunge it kind of from, like, his lower gut, but, like, upwards.
Yeah, you go for a low strike, and you manage to get him in the gut and drive your rapier's blade up through him. He immediately drops his cutlass and wraps his hands around your rapier's point, but it is far too late for this dude. You manage to draw it out in one quick motion, and I assume you're going to face the other one that is taking
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Alright, this dude looking a whole lot less sure of himself right now. So, he is going to take one more swing. And that will hit.
Yeah.
Would you like to uncanny dodge?
Yes, I would.
That reduces it to 2 damage.
Yeah.
He brings the pommel of his cutlass at the side of your head, but you manage to bring up a shoulder. Bring up a shoulder. It'll leave a nasty bruise, but you're not like being knocked out.
Yeah.
Immediately after he does so, he turns and like starts running off towards the Master at Arms.
Shit.
The Master at Arms has a small cadre of Marines, another 3 with her, but they are currently occupied by other boarders. She, in the meantime, is making her way over towards you.
Oh shit.
She is pretty effective in battle, actually. She is cutting her way through your men, kind of feinting. She seems to recognize that you, as the best dressed and prettiest one here, are probably the leader of this assault. So
Alrighty.
you are about 30 feet out from the Master at Arms now, who is closing distance. Oswald, what do you do?
I think I want to keep her at a distance. How far back can I go? I'd like to continue facing her, but I would like to make my way back with who was with me?
Your friend Buck.
Okay, so I'd like to kind of at least like. Well, I'm probably going that way. I don't know if Bucky would follow, but I'd like to kind of make some way back. So in the worst case scenario, hey, look, if I gotta hop off, I'll hop off.
Yeah. You have about 20 feet of open space behind you, and you can command Bucky to come here.
Yes. Yeah, I think I will just try to, at least myself, make some distance. Oh, shit.
Yeah, you start backing up towards the stern of the ship.
Yes.
Are you going to leave your daggers in the corpse in front of you?
Actually, yeah, I was gonna ask if I could pull the one in his spine out.
You absolutely can, actually. I'm going to allow that.
Okay.
You can just, like, crouch down and swoop it up in a quick motion, and then immediately start backpedaling.
Yep. I just want to keep my eyes on her. That's it. I just want to make sure that there's some distance. I want to see what her game plan is before I make any more sudden moves.
At the moment, she and the Marines seem to be pretty steadily trying to fight their way through to the stern of the ship and clear out the borders. They're having a real hard time of it. You guys are hardened pirates. You've probably lost maybe 2 or 3 men here.
Yeah.
But thus far, they are giving as good as they get.
Yeah.
If not better.
Yeah.
And the Master at Arms is still trying to make her way towards the stern of the ship, just to like secure it and get a clear line established here once again.
Yeah.
The Lucille is still 15 feet across the way and kind of waiting as other people wait at the railing, waving their own swords, a couple crossbows here and there, generally fending off any counter-boarding operations.
Yes.
So, with her closing in, what do you do?
So at this point, is it still like a 30 feet kind of away? She's close in that distance, the 20 feet from behind me?
It is about 20 feet.
Alright.
She's about to the body that you just left.
Yes. Okay. Shit. Alright. Let's see. Well, the only thing I can think of at the moment is, I don't want to close in that distance again, but could I'd like to make an opening for myself. I'd like to throw my dagger and just see if that gets her anywhere at all.
Alright, that is absolutely allowed. Make me an attack with your dagger. Are you just throwing this?
Yep.
All right. Let me check here. 13 is exactly enough to hit.
Thank God.
Okay, fuck yeah, dude.
Okay.
5 damage is pretty solid. I'm going to say you managed to kind of catch her in, like, the side of her arm.
Yeah.
Your dagger doesn't stick in, but
Yeah.
keeps going. But you've left like a nasty gash there.
Yeah.
The Master at Arms, she's more just angry now. Like, you can tell that, oh, she's hurting now, but she's also fuck mad. As she is growing closer and closer, you can make out her features a little bit more. She has this graying hair, this scar cut across the bridge of her nose. Tan skin. She is kind of the spitting image of a pirate turned privateer. She looks tough.
Hey, gorgeous. Come here often?
You'll not take this ship from us, dog!
And what? You're gonna stop us?
How fucking flippant is he getting here?
Very.
Okay. What? I'm gonna allow you to do something stupid here if you want.
Yes!
I'm going to allow you to basically make me a persuasion roll to bond mob this bitch into a one-on-one duel.
Hell yeah.
Would you like to?
Oh, my health is hurting. I'm a pirate. Yeah, sure.
Do it.
Alright, I'm gonna take some steps forward and just kinda arms open. Hey, come on.
Alright. Give me just a sec.
Yeah.
I gotta roll this in the background here.
Do it.
She failed her insight check with a 7. With this furious, like, battle cry, she starts charging over towards you. Bucky gets out of the way and kind of interposes himself between the 2 Marines that are still following her and starts heading them off with another of your orders.
Alrighty.
It's now just you and her at the stern of the ship.
Alright.
She's gonna take a swing at you. I'm gonna tell you that.
Yeah, I know. I don't think it's gonna be fun.
It's probably not gonna be fun.
It's not gonna be fun.
The first one is her cutlass.
God damn it.
The other is, thankfully, with disadvantage, because she is trying to fire a hand crossbow in melee.
For the love of God.
And that does not hit.
Thank God.
Your AC is 15, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does not hit. She's a bit more skillful with her cutlass than the rest of the deck crew, but
Yeah.
it still hurts all the same. How are you getting out of the way of this one? It is this hard swipe, horizontal from right to left.
Shit. It's probably gonna be that, what is it, that back lean? He's fucking doing some limbo and shit.
Oh, I like that. Actually.
But, it's a dance, it's fine. They're dancing.
You do this back lean, and for your troubles, you get a solid line carved. Well, not carved, but cut into your chest. It is already stinging in the briny air, but you are still very much alive.
Definitely.
So that is down to 3 damage. Have you already applied that?
No, I haven't. Sorry.
All right.
There you go. Oh, God.
Yeah, that low constitution, man.
Yeah, shit.
Oswald,
that's good.
it is your turn. What are you doing?
Could I... Let me see. Could I, my dear good sir, I'm kind of down here. I figured the angle I take at this point is closer to crouching since, you know, I guess she's leaning forward for the hit she just tried to make.
Yeah, this is definitely a lunge.
Could I jab up with my rapier?
Yes, you may. That will still be like an attack.
Yes, okay. Fuck!
That is not...
Yeah.
That is not going to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
How are you going to try and get yourself out of this?
The only other thing I could think is to potentially, you know, since I'm down here anyway, maybe just roll out of her immediate way if I can. Is that possible?
Actually, because you have fancy footwork and you made a melee attack against her, she cannot make opportunity attacks against you.
Okay.
So if you try to move out of the way of her, there's nothing she can do.
Okay, if that's something I can do, I'd like to put a decent distance from me and her. Maybe like a, you know, I just like to roll out of the way so she doesn't like get me.
Yeah, I feel that. In that case, what I'm going to do is allow you to take, I believe, the dodge action, which I think you can do as a cunning action. You can't do that as a cunning action, but I'm going to allow it anyway because it's fucking cool. Dodge is basically going to mean that she will make her next attack against you with disadvantage.
Definitely.
Alright. So you make this roll to your right, and you manage to brace your back foot against the far railing of the ship. You are ready to move on a moment's notice if she comes at you again. And of course, she does.
Yeah.
Her hand crossbow is tossed aside. She is just attacking with her cutlass now. But it's a nasty looking overhead swing.
Yeah.
Don't roll one.
Fuck.
She's gonna get you.
Yeah, she's gonna get me, isn't she?
She is only going to get you for 2 damage. How do you dodge out of this one?
Well, I imagine another roll wouldn't look great, but hey, wouldn't it be epic if I... Yeah, wouldn't it be epic if I just, like, did another roll, but, like, out from between her legs? She's running at me, it's fine. I think that'd be kind of funny, to be honest.
Yeah, like, she takes a wider stance to lunge at you, but you kick off from the far railing of the ship and manage to keenly slide between her legs. She still manages to catch you just on the downswing, on the kind of like back of your shoulder, but you are on the other side of her, and you have managed a pretty cool maneuver. What are you going to do now?
Could I have my rapier, but you know, I'm thinking, hold on. Yeah, fuck it. I'd like to try to get her in the back with my rapier, because fuck it.
Fuck yeah, dude. In that case, give me advantage on this one, because you have done a pretty cool maneuver there. That is going to hit. Roll me damage.
Alrighty.
Plus your 46.
Okay. Alright.
That is solid. Where are you hitting on her back?
Probably not like. Probably kind of like closer to a shoulder blade or something like that.
Okay, so
Upper back.
you're going for more of a like shallow cut towards her sword arm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you absolutely can do that. As you stick your rapier into her back, it cuts easily through the kind of like fine cloth of her uniform, and you can already see a spot of red forming as you pull the blade back out.
Yeah.
She gives this furious scream as she wheels to face you, and she's going to make one more attack.
Okay. Oh god. I can't watch. I gotta watch.
She doesn't hit.
Fuck yes!
You have managed to maybe like sever a muscle or just kind of cripple her with pain, but her shot goes way wider than it would have for a normally like well-trained swordsman, which is clearly what she is. You managed to almost kind of like effortlessly bat it away with your rapier.
Yeah.
So after parrying her strike, what are you going to do?
Me facing directly forward, like what angle is she at that I'm facing? Because I would like to just like full on get her. I don't know if her missing put her at a slight, like she's at an angle, if I would have advantage or something like that.
You won't get advantage on this, but here's how she's currently positioned towards you. She has her left foot forward, and she's still staggering just a little bit from her parried strike. So she is right now on her. She's got all her weight on her left foot, and she's just barely balancing on her back foot.
Okay. I would like, if I may, don't know if this is a thing I could do. Could I potentially kick her front foot out from under her?
That actually is a sort of thing you can do.
Yeah, I'd like to just kind of like sweep her off that foot.
Yes.
What would I roll for that? I'm gonna fuck this up, but what would I roll for that?
That is going to be a strength athletics check, contested by the strengths. The target's athletics or acrobatics.
Alright. Athletics or acrobatics for her. Alright. And it's just athletics for me. Fuck!
Yes,
Alright. I'm living on a fucking prayer.
Ooh. Damn, that's pretty good. Alright. She is going to be making athletics because she is a pretty buff woman.
Yeah.
Alright, I GM rolled that. But, you want to know what she got?
What?
16.
Fuck yes!
You managed to sweep the leg like a fucking master. You bring your right heel hard into the side of her ankle, and she topples to the ground in front of you. She kind of loses control of her cutlass on the way down, but she is still very, very angry and like kind of trying to hit at your legs. She will take disadvantage as she pulls a boot knife and tries to go at your legs.
Okay.
She does not fucking quit. Oh, that is disadvantage. God. That's disadvantage. I'm sorry. She doesn't hit.
Yes! Oh my god!
What would have been a strike that just like went straight for your Achilles tendon is instead deflected into just sinking deep into your boot leather. So you did not get hit. What do you do?
So, is her arm still extended out kind of with that blade?
Yes, it is.
Could I plunge my rapier down to just get her fucking arm?
Yes, you can. That is going to get advantage because she is prone and you are not.
Alright.
Hell yeah, baby! Roll me that
Yeah.
damage and roll me a sneak attack.
Alright.
Alright, my question is, how do you want to kill him?
Alright, well, I figure what I'm gonna do is plunge my rapier down so her arm is essentially stuck to the fucking mast. And she may panic, I don't know, maybe not. But I think, it really just kind of will be, kind of, I wouldn't call it a bludgeon, but the immediate would probably be, very hard curved stomp to the skull.
Ooh, that's rough. Question, are you going more towards the shoulder or the, like, upper arm?
Upper arm, like her closer to her wrist, probably.
Yeah, you managed to pin her upper arm to the deck in this single brutal, like, downward strike. And she manages a pained cry before you bring down the boot heel that she just stabbed right onto her head.
Yeah.
She stops moving after that one.
That was a tough one.
You get a chance to look back across the deck, and the rest of the boarding party is standing around the corpses of the Marines and crewmen that decided to fight back. A few of the people of the Chrysalis are still there, kind of cowering in fear, but you have managed to successfully take out the top deck.
Alrighty.
I'm guessing you're taking your rapier back? Maybe going to get your knives?
I definitely am. I I don't know if this would be the point. I'm not a pirate in real life. I know that's surprising. Would this be the point where I, tell everyone sorry asses, at least a couple people, to get their asses over? It's about good as gone, or?
When you say get their sorry asses over, what do you mean?
Just get not the rest of the ship, but everyone is kind of antsing to get off and for some action, just hop on over. I don't know how vast my resources are in terms of shipmates with me. I imagine it's enough, to head down, but I figure the rest of them.
Now that you have secured the top deck, you can see like a lot of Marine corpses up here among one or two guests and a couple of the crewmen. You figure for a vessel this size, you've probably taken out most of the like able-bodied Marine complement on this ship. Now would be pretty much a solid time to call it and go, all right, come on over, boys. Let's take everything that's not nailed down.
No, definitely. Yeah. All right, then I'll shout on over for them to get their sorry asses over here and do what they do best.
All right. Are you going to be joining them?
I will not.
The Lucille comes alongside just a bit closer, and a gangplank is extended across the railings of the two ships. You are the first one across back into the safety of your own fucking ship.
Yeah, I'm fixing my hair right now, actually.
You still have that nasty, like, bleeding forehead wound. It is... It's messing up your fucking vibe, man.
I know. It's like, it's on my eyebrows, I just can't fucking stand it. I tried rubbing it once or twice, but, I might as well just go see a medic or someone who can clean that up for me a little bit.
You are looking for Lorraine Marlowe, Knock Low, the ship's surgeon.
Yep.
You head below deck, and you find yourself in, the slowly growing clamor below the top deck of the Lucille. And you find your way to the galley that has been converted in haste into the medic's kind of workspace. She's currently dealing with stitching somebody's chest up after a stray grape shot blast. And as she is finishing up, She turns to you. There's a bunch of sawdust on the floor as the two dragonborn assistants to the ship's surgeon clean up after her. Oswald!
Docklow. I'd say it's nice to see you, but
Red, you look like shit.
thanks. I needed to hear that right now.
Come here. And she's gonna fix you up.
Yeah. Alright, make sure I'm still looking pretty after.
I can try.
You better try your damnedest.
I'm going to say that is a good spot to kind of make a wrap for the for the fight with the chrysalis. And now we are going to cut back one more time to that, bunch of information regarding the backstory. This final time, it is not a piece of news. It is not a missing poster. It's a wanted poster. For Holden Rubacava. Wanted. Dead or alive. Holden Rubacava. Height, 5'9", skin, tanned, race, half-elf. Wanted for the brutal murders of Colette Brycia and Oswald Rubacava, grand theft, evading arrest, outstanding debts, and outrageous behavior. Holden is believed to be armed and dangerous. If you see him, do not approach him on your own. Report to the nearest guard or Colfate City official. For information leading to his arrest or proof of his death, Colfate Harbor has set aside a 550 gold piece reward, redeemable, and then it cuts off. Captain Hale shuts the chest full of evidence that she has compiled on you over the years. You are in the stateroom of the LSS Lucille. You are sitting at the dining table. She has offered you a glass of sherry. I'm not sure if you would have taken it.
Under normal circumstances I would, but because she gave it to me, no, I'd rather just prop my feet up on the table.
You have propped your feet up on the table.
That's it.
This has been something of a regular fixture here for you. And there are some good things about it. The reason that you're down here in the first place, and she is waving the kind of blackmail she has over your head in front of your face, is because you're about to make port. The amount of loot that you managed to drag down from the chrysalis was frankly remarkable. It seemed to be a Waterdavian, kind of like, not pleasure ship, but a passenger ship that used its large size and marine complement to appear more intimidating than it was, so that any nobleman could get through the pirate-infested waters around Luskin without any issue. So now, you guys have a lot of people to ransom, and quite a lot of valuables aside. You're just about to get your cut of the loot and be turned loose for your week or so in port. But it has become a tradition for Captain Hale to remind you every time that you make port that she has you over a barrel. Excellent work, Mr. Rubacava.
I'd like to say the same for you, unfortunately.
Well, I had my hands full commanding the ship.
Commanding the
You
ship.
did a fantastic job leading the boarding crew.
Well, I suppose I'll take that. That's going to be about all I get from you, isn't it?
She passes over a pouch that has already been kind of portioned out your share and a half of the loot.
Alrighty.
This is your cut. And, Oswald,
Yes.
don't forget, if you try to run, I will have every bounty hunter within 500 nautical miles after your head, and you will come back to me on a silver platter. Enjoy your shore leave. She gives you another too wide smile and gestures wide towards the door.
Can't fucking stand you.
The feeling is mutual, but you are a good first mate.
See you in a week.
See you
Alright,
soon.
I'm heading out.
You take your leave from the stateroom of the LSS Lucille. It has been a week since you guys took over the Chrysalis, and you have made your way back to port with your cargo of prisoners and ill-gotten gains. Do you check what you have managed to nab out of the share?
Yeah, I'd like to check. I'd like to see, maybe she put like I don't know, whatever in there. I don't trust her.
Thankfully, you did actually get gold.
Okay.
You got a fairly tidy little pay packet. You will be down to 10 gold by the time you reach Shadowbrooke, but you have enough to survive for at least a solid week or two with your kind of extravagant port lifestyle.
Yeah.
However, there is one other oddity. You think that this might have come from, like, the captain's cabin, maybe?
Yeah.
Because generally, like, any able seaman just wouldn't have uh, random fancy shit like this. Namely, it is a very elegantly wrapped package in just brown canvas. And as you unwind the twine that is holding it together, it opens to reveal a kind of interesting looking emblem made out of this strange brass like alloy. But it doesn't have that distinct smell of, brass and clockwork.
Is there any way I know what it is?
You do not. It is imprinted
Okay.
on a coin, and the emblem on its front is a symbol of a cog, an eight-toothed cog, with a mote of flame in the middle. And attached to this little trinket is a note. Brother! I write to you from my latest area of conquest, the town of Shadowbrooke. Frankly, I don't know why this thing is barely on any maps. Any time I've ever seen anything about it, it's more of a footnote. Seems like, I don't know, the town is trying to disappear. Anyway, the forest around it, that's the interesting part. This thing I sent you, this coin, I don't know what it's made of, but, well, one of my mates, he actually took a swing at it, uh, with his longsword, and that thing's, well, I don't know what sort of enchantments he's gotten placed on it over his years, just spending time with artificers and such, but, well, it pinged right off. And, strangest thing was the blade was chipped. Now, I don't know about you, but that sounds to me like this whole area is a gold mine for magical crap. If you are thinking about dropping that job in, what is it, Waterdeep, coming to get back in the family trade, come find me over there. I'll be there for another month or so. Love, your brother, Jeffrey Halford.
All right. Shadowbrooke, huh?
Shadowbrooke.
That's a bit interesting.
Do you try to figure out where that might be?
I think so. I think I'll make that. You know, I've got a week,
Yeah.
plenty of resources at my disposal. I think you know,
This might
and
be
I'll
the time to tap some contacts.
yeah, it might be time to elicit some information. And very interesting the part about it's almost like that place wants to disappear, it just doesn't exist. I think Oswald is very intrigued.
You do a little looking around in Luskin, and thankfully, well, Luskin's a big fucking city.
Mhm.
I have a bit of a soundtrack for it.
Ooh. Yum.
Luskin, the city of sails, is a massive pirate metropolis. The Council of Captains rules over it with not an iron fist, but like a bronze one.
Yeah.
It has a loose structure of somewhere between democracy and dictatorship. But the most important part about Luskin for what you're trying to do is the fact that you can find anything in Luskin. And right now, you've managed to find your way to, well, a mapmaker's shop. Generally, they hold stuff for navigational charts, things for the coasts. But after a little bit of cajoling, you managed to turn up a shop that actually deals in more terrestrial maps. And it takes you some digging through his stock, but you are able to find a map that makes more than a passing mention to Shadowbrooke. Off to the east, away from the Sword Coast, almost to the Badlands of the Frozen Sea, there is a city named Shadowbrooke, and the huge amount of woods surrounding it is labeled as the Forest of Remnants. And with that, you can plot a course. With the pay packet you just got, you can hire transportation. And with your charisma, you might even be able to pull this off.
And I think that's what we're on our way to doing. I think Kari's threat looms very, very close over his head, but it's a very landlocked place. I think Oswald thinks he can get away with it.
All right. You managed to reserve yourself a seat on one of the caravans traveling out of town, further inland. And hopefully, by the time that Captain Hale notices you're gone, you'll be too far for any bounty hunter to find you.
That's the plan.
My question is, once you get closer to Shadowbrooke, are you going to try and go in the one road into town, or are you going to kind of try and sneak through the forests to get there in a bit more of a clandestine way?
I think that depends on what my mode of transportation is and how illustrious it may be.
You're managing to get stuff like carts, wagons going off where you're hoping, foot travel.
Yeah.
Really, there's no other roads that a wagon could go by, so if you were to try and, go through the woods, it would be a pretty
Yeah.
long slog.
Yeah. I think I'll manage some of it on wagons and carts and some such. But I think as the approach is kind of coming near, he might, kind of duck into the tree line or something like that. That might do him better than just kind of showing up in the middle of the street or anything.
Yeah. You decide that it would be a good idea to approach kind of off the mark from where the road leads into Shadowbrooke. Where it comes in from the west, you come in from the northwest, trying to cut a diagonal down towards the city. It is not a particularly fun walk.
Yeah. Doesn't sound fun.
Frankly, you end up quite a bit grubbier than you would probably like, Oswald. But even as the trees grow steadily thicker and the general atmosphere of the Forest of Remnants gets kind of creepy, you are still surviving. You haven't had anything huge and gribbly try and eat you, so that's probably a good sign.
Definitely.
And after a while, you actually luck out. You find somebody.
Really?
You didn't expect to see someone this far out, but you've started seeing little ruins of old structures around. So maybe there's some hermits or something living around here. It's this older man.
Yeah.
He wears a rather humble burlap robe, brown color. He is currently wearing a tonsure haircut with this big, bushy, just starting to gray from black beard.
Yeah.
And my question is, I don't think he's immediately seen you. Are you going to try and introduce yourself?
No, I'm going to be a bit cautious. I think I'd like to just kind of just get a read on him. Is this guy could I take him in a fight if push came to shove? Just want to make sure real quick before I do approach him.
I figure if you're going by that metric, you absolutely could take him in a fight. He has a bit of a hunch to his walk, a little bit of a hitch in his step. He looks elderly enough that he would still be relatively fit, but not young enough to be in his prime like you are.
Yeah.
You could probably take him down easy if you really needed to.
All right. All right. I think after a minute, I might surprise him a little bit. He hasn't seen me. I'm just gonna. It's gonna seem like I came up out of nowhere, but hail, good sir.
Oh, hello.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Sorry about that.
Fancy seeing you here.
And fancy seeing you as well. I take it, judging by the fact that you're here, living, breathing, that there are other people nearby. I'm looking for a little place called Shadowbrooke.
Oh, Shadowbrooke. Certainly. It's over that way, but it is about a day's journey. So, in the meantime, you look a bit weary from your travels. Is there anything I can do to help? Offer a room for the night?
Could I get a read on if he is sincere or not? I think Oswald's just very suspicious.
Yes, you may. Make me an insight check.
All right. Wow.
seems sincere.
I think, alright. I think, despite his, inclination, he will... I mean, he's tired. He's covered in shit, you know, leaves, all sorts of garbage. And he kind of just wants to sit down for a while, you know? He considers it, figures, well, probably won't sleep. But, if you have a room...
Of course. May I get your name? And he's had his hands crossed in front of him. But as he raises his arm to like offer a handshake, you see that while his left hand is, you know, like perfectly flesh and all, his right hand seems to be kind of like a bronze gauntlet. He seems to be wearing a kind of a knight's gauntlet under his robes.
Huh. So he's approaching the shake with his the not gauntleted hand?
With the gauntlet.
I think and he asked if he could get my name or what my name was.
Yes, what your name is.
Alright. I think Oswald's inclined to kind of keep his hands to himself. Kind of seems like a weird, grubby old man. His arms are probably crossed. And he's very short, obviously. He looks kind of grumpy. My name's Oswald. Rubacava.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Rubacava. I
Likewise.
suppose it is a bit rude of me to do so forward. And he lowers his hand back towards his waist. You may call me Granimus. Granimus? Alright. And that's where we're going to end for the day.
Yum.
Welcome to Shadowbrooke.
Fuck yeah, bro!
Fuck yeah!
The reaction doesn't sound good. I'm so scared. I should be scared.
I called it. I fucking called it. I knew this was gonna happen.
I knew this was gonna happen.
I knew it.
I'm gonna fucking grab Granimus by the scrotum and...
Hello?
What? I hate him.
Sorry, AJ.
Granimus.
No, you're good. You're good. Oswald's sus of everybody. It's fine.
Understandable.
Understandable. It's fine.
I hope you have enjoyed this intro session into Shadowbrooke. It was very fun to GM this. Thank you for trusting me with Oswald.
No problem.
I am going to betray this trust immediately.
I know you will. Thank you so much. I trust you with my life, and I know I will regret it.
It's Sunday right now, right? Everyone agree it's Sunday now?
Sunday.
Sunday.
Man, the hangout was so much fun, Alicia. Anyways, session?
I'm sorry.
I'm saying today was Sunday, right? Like, it just turned Sunday. Our hangout was so cool. Anyways,
Anyway, yeah, this is session.
I'll see you guys on Sunday.
See you guys on Sunday.
Sunday.
And with that, the stream is also over. Thank you for anyone who
my
tuned in.
gosh.
I will catch
You
y'all
did it.
next time.